Tesla earnings are coming out tomorrow, Wednesday, the 19th of July, after the market closes. And this could be very interesting. A good result in earnings could potentially push the Tesla stock up by quite a bit, especially in the short term. We've already seen Tesla stock up by 3.2% just yesterday alone, after the news that the first Cybertruck had come off the assembly line at Giga Texas, which has felt like a long time coming. So some things I'm thinking about going into earnings. Firstly, they've not long announced their record delivery numbers in Q2, 466,000 vehicles. That was the highest number of vehicles that they've ever recorded delivery of in any quarter previously. So I'm really excited to hear more details about this. So clearly there is demand for Tesla vehicles, otherwise they would not be able to report numbers like that. The price cuts and the rebates have definitely been helping with demand here, I'm sure, but I know a lot of the analysts are really concerned about these price cuts and how they are actually eating into margins and revenues. So we will get the numbers here and we can do a little bit of a deep dive on that. But Tesla is able to cut prices. This is the point. They are able to do that in response to increasing competition to boost their sales, or just in response to macroeconomic situations that may be happening. And that is a good thing. I think a lot of people worry about this, but I think that shows how flexible they can be with their prices, and cutting prices isn't making them, go bust or anything like that. Even with the price cuts, they have some of the best margins out there, and that says a lot. And they are getting better and better at producing their vehicles and increasing their efficiencies and lowering their own costs. Price cuts are only really an issue to me personally, and you can make your own decision about this, but they are only an issue to me if they are continuous. There isn't the demand for Tesla vehicles there anymore. Maybe there is a clear competitor in the market, or maybe there is no macroeconomic situation that we can really say this is why they're cutting their prices. Basically, if there's not a clear reason as to why they're cutting their prices, and if it feels like this is more of a desperate act to push more vehicles through, then I may start getting concerned, but I don't think that's the case at all at the moment. Hopefully, actually, we just get more information overall about price cuts and about margins in general. Price cuts reduce EPS, earnings per share, and EPS is a really big deal during earnings. So if that falls or comes short of expectations, then this could really paint a negative picture of Tesla. And as a result of that, the price of the stock could fall. So if Tesla don't meet some of their expectations in general, it is likely that the stock price will fall, especially in the short term. But we know this. We know how Wall Street works, and we know how all this normally plays out. But as long as there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the company, then this will just be short-term volatility. I think it's really important to look at the numbers and ask exactly how close they were to meeting expectations if they fall short of them, and why they actually missed those expectations. Because sometimes a company will miss out by such a tiny amount, like literally 1% or something like that. And there's a really clear reason as to why that's happening. Maybe in the previous quarter, there was a big macroeconomic situation that was really impacting one of their supply chains, whatever it may be. And there's an obvious reason why they were missing out on that expectation, but you don't expect that to carry on happening in the future. I think it's really important to actually do a deep dive on the numbers, and if they fall short of expectations specifically, to look at how close they were to actually meeting them. Because quite a lot of the time you'll see that a company misses out on a particular target by such a tiny percentage, maybe 1% or something like that, maybe even less than that. Wall Street will go mad about that, and they will say this is a really bad stock, you should sell, it's going nowhere, it's going to fall, whatever the situation may be. But actually, when you start looking into that further, you can see that one, they missed out by such a small amount, and they still did better than the rest of their sector. And two, maybe there was a clear reason why they missed out during that quarter. Maybe there was a big macroeconomic situation that was really impacting their supply chain, and that's not going to happen moving forward. And it was just a one-time thing, obvious reasons, still a great company. But if you don't know that and you don't look for that, you might see the headlines that this stock's going down and you might decide to sell when actually maybe you shouldn't. So what I'm trying to say is that if Tesla does miss on some of their expectations, I'm going to be staying calm. I'm going to be doing a bit of a deeper dive, seeing why that happened and seeing how close they were to actually meeting expectations. And I'll look around at the rest of the EV market as well. If they do miss, I will be looking to see if it was because of certain conditions that were just out of Tesla's control, or whether it was due to a really deep underlying issue. After my recent video all about Tesla Energy, which I will link somewhere on the screen up here, I'm really excited to see these numbers. The energy sector of Tesla is growing like mad. So please go and watch that video that I made all about that if you don't really know much currently about Tesla Energy, because you really should if you really like this company and you hold it in your own portfolio. But the mega packs, let's just speak about the mega packs. They are sold out until Q2 2025. So the demand is crazy for them. And I don't really think people realize this, and the demand will carry on growing. Again, won't get into it in this video. I spoke about it all in the Tesla Energy video I made. But as they begin ramping up and they build more mega factories, they will be able to keep up with this demand, hopefully, and that will be fantastic for them. I'm particularly interested on any information about the margins in this sector, and hopefully they will be on the increase from last time. So aside from price cuts, margins, EPS, Tesla Energy, etc., everything we've already spoken about, I am looking and hoping for some more information about the Cybertruck, which, like I said, has just come, the first one's come off the assembly line. Super exciting, finally happening. But I'd like some information about the pricing of that in particular. I know everyone is currently speaking about that. More information perhaps about the specs of it and the timeline surrounding it as well. The Tesla Semi, is that still on schedule? And maybe they'll even speak about their plans for India. Elon Musk recently met with the Indian Prime Minister, and there's talks about them putting a Tesla factory in India. And I've even heard maybe that they'll produce a $24,000 vehicle in the Indian market. Of course, that would be massive news for Tesla investors, so maybe they'll touch on that at earnings, but we never really know what Elon Musk is going to do at events, to be honest, so who knows. Actually, I just thought of something else. I'm also interested to see if they speak about the supercharging partnerships. We've heard loads of them being announced right now, but I would love to hear about the future revenue growth of this and just what they're planning to do with this moving forward. And who knows, maybe they'll even speak about Elon Musk's new company, XAI, which I do believe will benefit Tesla massively. And I'm going to make a whole separate video on that soon. But it'll be interesting if he feeds that into his speech at all during earnings. Who knows? Like I said, we never know with Elon Musk, really. So my plan is to watch earnings closely. Of course, I'm going to look at the numbers. I'm going to ask why. I'm not just going to accept all the Wall Street analysts' reports that come out straight after that. If they miss and the stock price falls, my plan is to have some money on the side ready to go to make the best of that opportunity if the stock price falls, providing I am still convicted into this stock and all the numbers look okay for me. Again, I need to do a deep dive on that and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do plan to have some money on the side to go if the opportunity gets presented. If the stock price goes flying up post earnings, then I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride, really, see what happens after that, because post earnings and prior to earnings, really, it's always a bit volatile out there. So I'm just going to see what happens and make any moves that I want to make once I know what's really going on out there. I hope this has helped you think about what you may be looking for at Tesla earnings. There's loads that I didn't touch on today, of course. If you want, I can make a video post earnings. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll be back shortly with another one.